Dude, listen, this is a serious problem that so many guys like us are facing. Overthinking conversations is like ruining our social life. So stick around to the end of this video. We're going to talk about it, and I'm going to give you a mindset shift and a practical tip. So let's get started. For starters, a little preface. Let me tell you about myself. So when I was first starting on my shy introvert to social person journey, I thought, you know what? May as well go to the source. I'll find as many books on being social as I possibly can. I started with how to win friends and influence people, and then just found on Google lists of social charisma books to go for. And I started reading and reading and reading. And I also took a lot of notes on them. I had my iPad, I just typed as much as I could. The document was so long, a solid 20 pages of just the different notes from the books synthesized. And I was thinking, yeah, this is exactly what I need to be doing. I need to be learning and absorbing as much of this information as I possibly can. And having written it down everywhere, I thought, okay, good. This is a perfect way for me to be able to just always have it on hand, read it, absorb it, and then go about my life like a robot, just basically regurgitating the skills that I had been reading about. Well, that did not happen as I was expecting. And before I tell you what did happen, I want you to know that if you do struggle with being social as an introvert, then I highly recommend checking out in the description the full Introvert's Guide to Making Connections. I think it would be amazing for you. It's not some sort of gimmick. I'm not going to give you 3 hacks to have anyone fall in love with you or something goofy like that. Just genuine advice on how you can become an authentic social introvert. So check it out down below. But basically, I thought that these books, which were giving me all sorts of knowledge about how the human mind works and how to rig it in your favor and everything. But when it came down to making actual conversations and being social, I was no more social than I was before I started reading these books. But what was different about me was that now I brought this overthinking, almost neurotic energy to the conversation. Because now I wasn't just speaking. I was thinking, wait, am I applying the law of reciprocity correctly? Wait. I need to be looking at their eye first, then smile, then tilt my neck to the side, then give them a look across their eyes, and then I know that I'm doing it correctly. And 5 more of these tricks that I needed to implement before the conversation ended. And just imagine how awkward that would be for anybody trying to speak to a guy who's thinking about all these types of he's thinking about all these types of techniques and tricks that he needs to be thinking you can just tell when a guy is overthinking. His eyes are kind of glazed over. He's thinking about so many other things. He's not present in the conversation at all. That was me, because I was trying to implement as many of these tricks and hacks from these social skills books that I could. And this isn't to say that they're the books themselves are bad, but I don't think that reading those books equates to being social. And it's the same thing with these YouTube videos too. I won't name names obviously, but some of them I look at them and I think, but for a shy, introverted guy, rhymes, would this really be a transformation for him? They always reference these celebrities, this is how Brad Pitt gets anyone to like him. This is how Tom Holland interacts on interviews. This is how Ryan Reynolds does things. But it's okay, but none of these celebrities, for example, Keanu Reeves, do you really think Keanu Reeves, when he speaks to people, when he's interviewed, is actually thinking, I need to make sure these mannerisms I'm doing are charismatic? I need to make sure that I'm doing this in a way that gets the people to like me. No, of course not. use your brains. He's not thinking about that. Neither are these other celebrities that like they always reference. But it's like he's just enjoying himself. He's being present. He's just answering the questions that people ask him. He's asking questions to them. He's just having fun conversations. And I believe if you were to go into a conversation with that energy, to just be curious about, like Keanu Reeves is such a chill guy, like the meme. He just kind of acknowledges what the other person is saying. And then if he has something interesting to add to it, he will. If he doesn't understand, he'll ask them, I'm sorry, I don't really understand. Can you repeat that? And if you do that, I think that's more of you being the charismatic Keanu Reeves figure than actually trying to pinpoint exactly what it is about him that, like, you need to copy one for one. Same with any celebrity. If you're there at any social event, at any social setting, to have a good time, you are being way more of a celebrity than this overthinking, like, basically a guy like me. Thankfully, I think I'm better now than I was earlier in my, time of this social journey, which I'm not like anywhere near the end of it. I'd say I'm like maybe if there's like 100 steps to it, I'd say I'm probably still at like step 40 maybe. So yeah, stop waiting for some video, some magical video that's going to transform you from this shy person to suddenly the life of the party. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to do that. I don't think anyone can do that. It's over actual experiences with being social, actual experiences with speaking to people that you can build that up. So, I said earlier that I'm going to give you a mindset shift and a practical tip. So, for starters, the mindset shift. I want you to acknowledge, like, you know this deep down, but I just want to remind you. What you've said will be forgotten. People will not remember what you said. And I know that seems like obvious, right? But then why would you ever worry about overthinking what to say in a conversation that people are going to forget? Because remember, right now, we have a terrible attention span. If you finish this video, that you're already in the top 1% of people. So probably 0.1% of people to finish a video that's like over 5 minutes long. So any person you're talking to, most likely, what you've said in like 5 minutes after the conversation is finished will be thinking, wait, what was it? If you can remember, that's because you have a good attention span. But anytime you overthink, should I say this or that? It doesn't matter. Either way, they're gonna forget. It's only if you say something like blatantly rude or offensive, which like you're probably not the type to do that. But if you say anything, it doesn't matter. So just say what you want, really. Be authentic to yourself. Because not only will it filter out people you don't vibe with, but they will appreciate people that actually say what they mean and say what they think, rather than guys like who I was that are like trying to scheme and think about ways to manipulate the person into liking them, which is just such a bad energy to go into any conversation with. And the practical tip that I'll give you is that this takes a bit of practice, but I think it'll be worth it. You need to, whenever you're in a conversation and you start thinking about what to say next, and you're like worrying about what comes after, focus on your breathing, focus on your breath going in and out. This immediately grounds you into the present moment, and it means that you're going to be present, and whatever response you give to the person's question or answer will be genuine and authentic, rather than a response that you had to like curate and concoct in your mind to get them to like you. So, I hope you found this valuable. Remember, take action, learn from failure. See ya.